Hello everyone! Today I'm teaming up with Cherry Tree Beads to show you a fun design that I've created using their sea glass beads. You can use rectangles or triangles. I love both, and these are their sea glass beads, and they have a pretty nice size hole drilled up at the top that give you a lot of options. This is by far my favorite design, so I thought you guys would enjoy it. Something new about it is this woven bail up at the top. Haven't shown you anything like that before, and this may look tricky, but it's actually quite simple. So follow along if you want to learn how to make this. To make this design, we'll be using wooden dowels. I found these on Amazon, but you can use anything you've got at home. Maybe even like a pencil or, I don't know, something about this width. It just makes it a lot easier to make this shape, but you can also do it by hand if you like. We'll also be using 18 and 24 gauge wire, some regular pliers, and some flesh cutters. You don't need to have these specifically, just anything you have on hand. And the hardest part is choosing what beautiful color to use. I love these. These are just so gorgeous. This coral color is even more incredible in person. This video is not doing it justice. All of these other colors look pretty true to form, but this coral color is so pretty in person. It's definitely my favorite. So we're going to start out with 18 gauge wire. And this is another tool that you might want. These they have on the Cherry Tree Beads website, and they are nylon jaw pliers, and they just allow you to straighten the wire really well. You don't want to start out with wire that's kinked. You want it to have really nice, smooth lines. I like using my fingers or a towel. If you have a really bad kink, then these are really great to just save your hands. So definitely run that through a few times so you have a nice, smooth piece of wire to start with. And you want to take 6 inches. Let's do 8 to be safe. It's always better to have a little bit of extra wire than to not have enough. So let's go with 8 inches. And this is where your round dowel or whatever you want to use will come in handy. And we're just going to bend it around the shape and bring it up to the center and have it relatively even. It's not super important to have these even. It's just as close as you can. And we're just going to crisscross these over one another. And then we have like a perfect little teardrop shape here. And that will be our frame. Once we have our frame, we can take our pliers, and right where the wires crisscross, you want to pinch that with your pliers and bend up. So it goes straight up from there. And then we'll take the other one, again go right where they cross, and you can hold it here and go up till they line up. This part might take a little bit of fiddling because you want them to both go up and be even. So you want to just get them straight. I never do this perfectly on the first try, so it always takes a little bit. There we go. And this is where we get to do the weaving. If you cross them over just gently, then they will meet together a lot more smoothly. A lot of the bends that you do, you want to be very small because it's much easier to do more than to come back from it and try to pull it apart, and that could mess things up. All right, so we've got our frame, and now we need our weaving wire. Now, normally you would not use 24 gauge for weaving on other projects, but for this one, I feel like the thicker wire for the weaving is just much more noticeable. It gives it a nice, substantial bail, and I like the way that the 24 gauge looks on this one. For this, we're going to need about 14 inches. Let me get my longer ruler here and get 14 inches. You don't have to be super precise with this either, and if you want to cut a little bit extra, it's always better to have a little bit more than to run out. Alright, so this is the first time I'm going to actually do a tutorial and teach weaving, so let's see how this goes. Alright, so holding your base, we want to take our weaving wire and poke it through the center wires and then just bend it back towards yourself. The anchoring is the hardest part. Once you get going, it's much easier, but we want to squeeze that wire closed over the bottom wire and get it back to the base. And hold the tail between your thumb and first finger and come back behind that top wire. See? We're going to bring that wire over, and this helps also is to just take your wire and just do a tiny little bend on each side to keep them separate so we don't get confused. So we've come back up over the top wire, and we're going to go down through the center. I don't know if my camera is going to focus for me. So we have one loop over the bottom wire and one loop over the top wire, and now we're back up at the top, and we're going to come over both wires and go back up the back, come through the center, and go over the bottom wire. Come on. There we go. See that? One over the bottom, one over the top, one over both, one over the bottom, one over the top, one over both. We're just always going back. Go between the wires so that you can go over the bottom one, over the back, come between the wires so we can have just one loop over the top. And every time you weave, you want to scooch your wires down. You can use your nails, but that can hurt over time, so you might want to use your pliers to just squeeze that down, because it's much harder to come back and squeeze it all down. If you were to weave all the way, you would not be able to keep them tight. So every couple of passes, you want to come and make sure that everything's nice and close together. So we've gone over the bottom and over the top, and now we're going to go over both. Come back, come through the middle, one loop over the bottom, come over the back, one loop over the top, come through the middle, and just repeat this pattern. We're going to repeat this pattern for 2 centimeters. Make sure you're taking breaks and coming back with your pliers and squeezing things together. Alright, so now we've woven for 2 centimeters. And I want to take this little tail down at the bottom and bring it back over and across the front. Like that. we're going to take it back. So this is the front, and this is the back, and I'm going to use my flush cutters to snip that, and then my pliers to pinch it down. We're going to do the same up at the top of the weave. Now we have one wire over both wires here, and that's how I like to end mine, with one over both, like that, and then flip it over, clip it nice and close, like right there in the center, and pinch it down. Sorry guys, my camera does not want to focus on this. We're doing our best. So now we have our woven frame, and we're going to use our second little dowel to shape the bail. So this is the back of our piece, front. From the front of our piece, we want to bend back over the bail like this. And the this wood dowel just really helps us to stabilize everything. For this part, it's going to be much easier to pass the wires through if they are shorter than the frame. So I'm just going to snip those off so that I can much more easily tuck them in like this. See? Tuck them through like that. Now we can take our dowel out, and I'm going to just pinch this close with my fingers and just kind of tilt it up a little bit. See? Pinch it close. And now we have these two wires up here at the base. Up here at the bail, sorry. And we're going to take each one and bring it back up and over. And this is just going to make the piece very secure. We won't have to worry about the bail coming away, or when you do put your chain through, we won't have to worry about it slipping out because everything's going to come full circle. So here we'll bring the wire back up and around to meet the wire that went through. If you can see that there. And we're going to snip here and just tuck it in. So you can see that. I'm going to use my flush cutters to snip here where they meet, and use my pliers to pinch it down. And you want to tuck it in closer because you don't want that to scratch. Not that it would be against your skin, but I wouldn't want it to accidentally snag something on your shirt. Okay, so here, whoops, it's so much harder to do things on camera. There we go, pinching that closed. So now we have a perfect little frame, and this from here has so many options. Today we're going to be adding these cute little triangles. But you can also use a teardrop bead that is drilled sideways and attach it to each of these spokes with some coordinating little crystal beads. There are just so many options with this frame. A little squeeze to straighten out the kinks that I just made. There we go. You can squeeze it on either side, and I just love that it really helps to fix things without doing any damage to your wire. Let's see if I like that better. Whoops, backwards. Much better. Yeah, so just check back as you're doing your twist so that you don't accidentally do one more twist than you need, like I did. So from there, we're going to take the wire and wrap it around down this way. And you want to hold your triangle in the center of your piece while you're doing this part because you don't want it to be uneven. at the end. So I'm taking one side and doing one wrap, and I'm going to hold it where I want it. It's kind of tricky. And come back around. I'm going to use my pliers to pull it through this time. And you just want to kind of go back and forth like this to get it nice and tight and bring it back over. Hey, we did it. Okay. So there we are. And now that we've got it nice and centered, I can do the rest of the loops on each side. So I'm going to do 4 loops going down, so it's nice and secure, and it also looks really nice. And pull it nice and tight. And here is 4. Let's do the same thing to the other side. Three, and 4. You want to be careful when you're holding this frame too that you don't accidentally bend it. I mean, it is relatively easy to bend back into shape, but I'm talking about this frame here. You want to be very careful while you're holding it not to hold it this way, because you could accidentally pinch it out of shape, and that's harder to put back to normal if you aren't paying attention and you just squeeze it too tight out of your concentration. So now we have 4 little wraps on either side, and I like how this side it's just so much easier to do an even set of wrapping. Turning it around to the back, we want to clip it just there, so quite close to the frame. And then to tuck it in, we want to pinch and roll. And that'll just get it nice and close in there. And do the other one. Oh, I don't want to get too close. There. You turn it upside down and make it easier if you're right-handed like me. And we're going to pinch and roll. And do a last little adjustment. And there we are. You've got a nice size bail here. If you want, you could use, again, your nylon jaw pliers to tilt that up a little bit and maybe squeeze it a little more closed. I like using those nylon jaw pliers because they don't damage that weaving that we did. Ugh, I love that weave. It's so simple and so beautiful. And now you've got this nice triangle hanging perfectly in the center. And I love the geometric shapes of this and the elegance of the bail. What a lovely piece. And you could very easily use any of the other fun colors, and you could totally do this with a rectangle if you wanted. And it would be just another variation. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. It was so much fun to teach you something different today. I hope you enjoyed learning how to do a little bit of weaving. And yeah, I would love to hear from you down in the comments. Let me know what you thought of this, and if you want to see more intermediate designs like this in the future, if you enjoyed the weaving and want to see more, just let me know. I love hearing from you guys, and make sure you like this video so that we know that you enjoy seeing these types of things, and we'll keep making more. Hope you're all having a great day, and I will talk to you again soon.